We all know that having less money makes everyday life more challenging. But do we really understand the crushing toll that constant poverty, violence, and racism take on low-income families? What do young people do when they feel like they can't take it anymore? Some take it out on those they know or love. Some eat bigger portions of comfort foods. And others self-medicate by excessive drinking, smoking, or doing drugs. Too often what they don't do is get help or find better ways to cope with the stress in their lives. Moving beyond survival mode, promoting mental wellness and resiliency as a way to cope with urban trauma. The life stories shared here offer valuable insights into the state of mental health within the African American community in a way that academic journals cannot. To find these stories, MEE conducted community participatory research with low-income African Americans in 4 U.S. cities: Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Oakland and Richmond, California, Chicago, Illinois, and Washington, D.C. We heard firsthand from young adults and from mothers raising adolescents about how stress and life challenges threaten their mental wellness. We also incorporated insights from some of the nation's top experts in Black mental wellness, including Dr. Carl Bell and Dr. Joseph White, along with mental health service providers working on the front lines in our research cities.
What are some of the most challenging life issues that young Black Americans in your age range have faced or are facing?
Jobs, employment.
Not having a job, not being employed.
Not having a good paying job, bills. That's all I worry about.
So a lot of finances, financial.
Yeah, a lot of finance.
I don't have no money, so I always stress myself out about it.
Got the little job working, but it seems like it's always not enough. It's always a problem. It's always something come up, all type of bills.
I'm not where I want to be, financially. That's really, at the end of the day, I would say that's the biggest thing.
Sometimes I just be like, dang, I'm really in the bottoms with nothing, you feel me? With no money, and I had to support myself, you feel me? So I'm always, every day, thinking about money.
Everybody need money to survive. If you ain't got that, you're gonna be stressing on the way how to get it.
If you're going out filling them applications out and ain't no jobs calling you, like, damn, what I'm putting all this hard work in for?
I mean, I can't get no job or whatever. That's when people become a part of statistics. Like, fuck it, he got money, I'm in his pockets with it. Like, if I see him getting bread or whatever, like, it is what it is. Because sometimes that's what you turn to. Like, you can turn to the block or turn to the stick-up boy, and, like, it don't matter. Like, you gonna get yours no matter what.
Most of the things that's happening out here is because some type of money that somebody was hung, like he say, somebody agreed or envy. You know what I'm saying? Most of that stuff come from people wanting the money.
If you don't have the money to be able, to maintain yourself, you might do whatever it takes just to survive, and it could cause you to either be in prison or be dead or whatever the case is.
Out here in Richmond, a lot of dudes get killed, and a lot of the guys that you grew up with end up being with the shit, trying to kill everybody. So you caught in the middle of it. So you stressing over every day about, I'm gonna get killed for me associating myself with this person or where I grew up at. So you really can't live your life to the fullest.
You can walk outside without being shot. I mean, you can't see.
It's that bad. You guys can walk out of your house, you're thinking there's a possibility you could be shot.
Yeah.
Every time you look up somebody shooting, the police flying, and it's like you can't even feel safe in your own neighborhood. You can't even feel safe in your own house, basically.
It seems like innocent people always getting hurt or killed and stuff. So it's like you wonder if it's gonna be you, somebody in your family, somebody, friends, anybody close to you.
Me and a couple of my little friends, we walking down the street or whatever, we about to go down this girl house. And out of nowhere, you just hear gunshots ringing off. And they shooting at us. You don't have to be dealing with none of this stuff that's going on, but just because you're in that territory, they will shoot at you.
So everyone agree with that?
It's a stressful situation.
My boys, they probably know 6, 8 friends, people that they went to school with that's been killed in the street.
And then, I'm on the phone with my child. I'm always on the other side of town at work, and I hear the popping in the background. And then Robbie goes, oh, that sounds like it's right by the house, Mom. I'm like, are you down on the ground? shouldn't have to talk to my children like we're in Afghanistan, you know?
Police.
I seen so many crooked police in my district, it ain't funny.
Man, the rollers out here is crooked, man. They crooked.
So is it a stressor though? Does it
Hell yeah, man. They just killed my homeboy. Shot him, they handcuffed him and shot him in the back 3 times.
What they doing is like they messing with the wrong people. And it's like the people that they should be after, they not after.
People that really ain't doing stuff, then they want to go arrest them. They want to go harass them. Then when there's people out here dying, they can't convict nobody.
If you black, you immediately, you feel me, you with the shit. That's what it is with the police. No matter who you is. If you black, you live in the hood, you got something to do with something.
Say if I'm driving, where I'm coming from,
that's the killer.
Young black people with dreads, oh, you in a stolen car.
Sometimes you could be chilling or whatever. They look at you as a young black man, so they single you out as a target. Like, he got something on him, he doing this or whatever. And that's when the police brutality come up. Like, for real, that's why all these cops getting shot right now.
And it seemed like they hiring bipolar ass white people from different counties and just putting them in here that don't really give a damn about us, that don't really care about the community.
The stereotype is every African American male has hair. He's got dreads. He wears his pants off his behind. All he has on is a fitted, and the only thing he has in his mouth and on his mind is getting high.
Got your hoodie, got your white tee, got your dreads, or just off top. Even if you don't got none of that on, just because you black, you gonna get it.
A lot of people who are not minority, you know, they try to hold us back in different ways than they used to.
I also think that kids have internalized it. I think they've internalized the whole notion of self-hatred, of that people in mainstream society don't think that they're okay, so therefore it must be true.
Racism still is alive, you feel me? Like in our education system, you feel me, where we live. Like if you just look around where we live, you feel me, you'll know there's racism. Like dang, you feel me? We ain't really getting no resources, you feel me? Like how everybody else or people who is not of color is getting their resources, you feel me?
I just seen like a lot of like the little kids around the neighborhood that I live in, and they parents, you know, they act like them, act like little kids. So when kids see that, they don't have nobody to look up to, you know, they do whatever.
I've heard them say that if they had a man around, if they had a father, that, you know, things would be better, that they think they would be different, because it's like they're trying to be men and they really don't have a man there that's been there for them.
Relationships, your communication with the particular person, whether it's mother, father, or friend, can determine your state of mind, like how you give it in the morning.
That's one reason why kids are so angry when they go to school in the morning and ready to fight at the drop of a hat, because they've been abused before they even leave home.
If your mother says in the morning time, I love you, have a good day, that can kind of set the mood for you to a certain extent.
I had neighbors next door to me. Those poor kids would wake up in the morning and they would call every name. They weren't even called by their name. Just get your A up and do this. Get your, you know, they would talk to like animals, worse than animals. And they leave out the house. I mean, they're ready to fight. You know, because they've been abused for an hour and a half before they even left home.
Well, a lot of people I'm around is their parents not really being there for them.
Parents?
Well, not some of them not having either one.
Well, my baby daddy, he, you know, manipulative and, oh, we gonna do this when the baby get this age, we gonna be together, and wind up just cutting out when he turned 6 months.
Me and my kid's father's in child support right now, and he been working for 4 months, and they trying to tell me that he don't gotta pay child support, and that is really stressing me out. That's mostly a lot of them, and a lot of their friends don't have no mother or daddy. Their daddy usually in jail, and their mom usually on drugs. Okay.
It's just a lot of stress, a lot of pressure.
If you grow up in certain neighborhoods, you're gonna feel stress. That's just, they know that, I know it, and you know it. Now the question is not whether you're gonna experience stress, and they know what stress is, it's how you're gonna handle it.
We see young people returning to violence.
For me not knowing something or not how to deal with something, it always comes out in anger.
Punching some walls in and stuff like that, kicking in, breaking on stuff.
Outside of you, like, show anger, like you want to do something about it.
I get the flipping and tripping. I be ready to fight. I be angry all the time.
A lot of times I'm in the violence. Like if it personally comes to me or my family, we all get together and go around wherever it happened at.
If you really push it there, I just black out on it. Like, don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'm just angry. Ain't nobody stopping me from being angry. I'm gonna just go do what I think is right at that time.
I'm not working off my feelings and emotions now. You know what I'm saying? That stress can build up. Now I'm trying to take it out.
That's why I'm more likely to react with aggression, like just to snap out on you. Like.
You see them, turning to using substances.
If I'm very stressed out, I'll come in the house and pour myself a drink.
You drink till you drunk.
I drink, I get high.
Smoking, drinking, running wild.
I'll go roll up me and thick one and smoke my partner away.
That reinforces the denial. So as long as you're tuning it out, you don't have to deal with whatever the issues might be.
Losing family members and stuff, that stuff just pissed me off. So that just built up and I never really let it out.
And then I internalized it to the point where I end up getting an ulcer.
I keep my feelings to myself, but then I always explode too.
It could be just too much going on, and before I snap and just explode on the wrong person.
I really don't talk about, you feel me, how I feel, my feelings. I keep it all inside.
I do the same thing I do with everything, just ignore it until it goes away.
Most we just block a lot of stuff out.
You don't want to deal with anybody, so you just cut them off.
Because I always think like that's how somebody gonna try to get over on me or something, by just showing my weak side. So I always try to block it and show no emotion.
We see young people being able to maladaptively cope with life.
Now let's get it all in perspective. If you have a creative outlet, what is it?
Rap. Writing, poems, different things.
I like to write.
Write in my journal. And also I just turn the music on and just make up dances for my group.
Poetry, music, everything.
I write it out or talk to somebody.
If I had a problem, I really just go holler at my boys.
I may hang out with my friends, positive people.
I just take some time out for myself, or a lot of times I just conversate with my auntie.
I'm not really a talkative person. I'm really more to myself, but you do need to talk to some people sometimes. Holding it in all the time, that shit, because then you just end up blowing up.
I go to the club.
You go to the club?
Yeah.
What happens there?
Boogie my ass off.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about to do tonight.
I just play sports.
I find positive things to do day by day, whether it's going to visit my little brother, or going to play in my band, or going to play basketball at the gym. I do something positive.
There is some suggestion that black people actually have better mental health outcomes than white people.
What enables some to thrive and others not to be able to handle it? What's the difference between the two? Same situation, but they handle the situation differently.
I would say the mental focus.
To me, if you don't have any goals that you set for yourself, you lost.
Because you got to be mentally prepared for every possible outcome that may happen.
It's all about your focus point. It's all about what you got planned and what you got to do to get to it.
I write down my top 5 goals, and then I just, whatever day I accomplish them, achieve them, or whichever way, I just check them off.
It's a motivational thing. It's about what you surround yourself with. It's about, the things you listen to. It's about basically how you focus yourself, how you steer yourself in the path that you really want to go into.
Cause I see what's going on in the streets, in Bay Area period. You got people dying every day, young kids, 14, 15, 16 on up. You know what I mean? People not even living to see 21. So, I want to see that, you feel me? So I gotta think smarter and think ahead.
I see myself way past this. I see myself actually living above all this.
You always want to be better, you feel me, than the next person. I'm not saying that you are, but literally, you don't want to just fall to one of the statistics of the hood. You don't want to do that.
I'm hungry. And what I mean by hungry is I'm always looking forward to being a better person than I am. Like right now, even though we sitting right here, we talk on this crime, at the same time thinking about, man, as soon as I leave, I need to, the next morning I need to call these jobs and see if I can get a second job or see can I get a third job. You know what I'm saying? I'm hungry. I want better for myself. I want better for my family. Okay. So 365 and 366 on the leap year, I'm hungry. No matter what happens or what goes on, I'm always looking forward to better myself and my family.
If you surround yourself by positive people, you feel me, you always gonna wanna, you feel me, do the right thing.
I would say a strong support system, the type of family you got, because some people, don't have family. Or they got family, but their family ain't shit.
if they come from a home where they have that support system, then they may turn out to be more successful than a person that come from a home where their parents are addicted to drugs and alcohol, or they deal with alcohol abuse and domestic violence.
Everything not gonna be perfect, but if you have a strong family, then the community will be stronger. Then the city, country, everything.
Because I could be having the worstest day, but it's like with kids, they just smile for no reason. And that just make me happy just to see her smile, you know, just to wake up and be like, Mommy, I love you, just for no reason. That's what keep me going every day.
I made it all this time, 9 months, a healthy baby. I'm not about to fall off and just be like out here drinking and drugging when I have a baby to take care of.
I just want to give back to my mother because she was a good mother. Right. So I want to give her everything that she always wanted. You know, she never had a childhood or whatever. But I want to be able to, you know, provide for my mother because she did everything for me, so.
Plus my life, I want to live and be healthy and have stuff. I don't want to just be like nickel and diamond for the next bottle and everything.
If you depressed, you angry all the time, it's only gonna lead to frustration and anger. Like I may not have a lot, but the things I got, I'm appreciated and I'm happy for it.
I think some people's mistakes just make them stronger.
Learning from your mistakes.
Yeah, just make you stronger.
If I could say I'm very blessed to be my age and half of the stuff I went through.
From the time where I didn't have a place to stay, I look at all those situations like they ain't do nothing but make me stronger. That's what I meant when I said the first time, when your back is against the wall and you know, like, if I don't go out and get it, I gotta get it.
Something has to happen for a person to find out about an agency like incarceration or something like that. I think your child needs this and this and that. But a regular person who live in a regular life, they really don't know too many mental agencies.
You don't really hear about it like that because there's so many other things going on. Ain't nobody concerned about like that's small compared to what they really worried about.
Are people here in your community seeking help for their mental health issues?
No.
No.
I don't think no.
Raise your hand if you say no. From a scale of 0 to 10, how aware is the Black community overall of the treatment options and services here in the city of Chicago for mental health services? 6.
I mean, I don't know no place, so of course I'm gonna say 0.
Truthfully, I couldn't even tell you where to go all at.
Exactly. Because it ain't nothing like that.
It's not a lot of it's not like places in Richmond because they don't try to help us out here.
They don't give a shit, blood.
They don't help us.
They don't give a shit.
So going with that many problems, you have to deal with that on your own.
Have y'all seen any mental health or social service agencies actually doing any kind of community outreach here?
No.
Do they do any outreach in the community?
No.
What kind of reputations do these programs have in the community?
I'm saying it'd be a big help. I'm trying to get to that. If they did have programs out here, it'd be a big help. Don't get me wrong,
It
but
would.
it'd be a help. Literally, it's nothing.
Cause they're putting all these programs and everything in the wrong places where it's not gonna do no good.
Or they put them up and then people don't hear about them.
Exactly.
I think it's a lot of resources in the District of Columbia, but having access to it, and I think that mental health is one that they don't have access.
They're not addressing it to the people that really need it. Like, they're not doing commercials besides Youth Uprising. I have seen a commercial that they have done, but they're not addressing it to where people really like, oh, we need help.
Yeah, like it's
and
a
I need to go there because, oh, that
Yeah.
looks nice.
Yeah.
They not really, they are aware, but they're not addressing the issue.
I think in some of the poorer communities, you just don't find the facilities. In certain populations of people where there's, poverty in that area, I mean, you see more closed up clinics than you see open.
Yeah.
African American families living in poor and underserved communities need a strong mental wellness support system. Yet the public health field faces numerous challenges in destigmatizing and normalizing the seeking of mental health services as a way to cope with urban trauma and constant stress.
What are some of the arguments or reasons you've found that low-income black males, urban black males, opt out or prevent them from accessing your kind of the services that you have here?
Stigma, of course. They're worried if you're poor, you're black, and you're male, that's 3 strikes. Stigma, going to see a psychiatrist is the 4th one.
The main reason why, because they think it's embarrassing.
They think the mental health people, whoever they are, will say that they are crazy.
you can say, oh, I see a therapist. You crazy for real.
Right.
That's what you would get.
That's partly true because when you go to a mental health clinic, they do an initial evaluation and then they pull out their diagnostic book and give you a label. So that's partly true.
Some people may not think they got an issue. They just do it.
So denial?
Right.
They probably be like, oh, it's just a regular day.
It happens
you know?
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Most people feel you're black, you're supposed to be strong. It becomes a norm, and it just passed from one generation to the next generation. And to the fact today, presently, this is how it is. This is normal.
With the whole definition of masculinity, a strong man does not need to be counseled by some professional.
A lot of my closest people that's to me, they think they need to be in that shell where they tough all the time, and just because they tough, they don't need no help from nobody. They don't want no help.
They think that their swagger so high on top of everything that they don't need nobody to go talk to.
One thing is the image of going somewhere and getting help. When they told me I needed to go somewhere, I was like, I gotta sit on the couch and lay down and take pills to calm my nerves.
I think some people scared to express, to someone else, and like you say, they in denial. It's like they don't want to come out and just admit it,
I don't talk to nobody else about something that I may be going through.
It's that awkwardness of, I don't know that person, so I'm not about to open up my life to them.
Historically, when you talked about going in to see a mental health counselor, you were sent there by the school principal, by your probation officer, or some authority figure made you go.
They made me go to a JFK program or whatever for smoking weed or whatnot. So I'm in there for smoking weed. That's all I gotta do is come with clean piss. Why the counselor lady trying to make me, are you angry? No, I'm not angry. Yes, you are. How you gonna try to make me angry by saying that I'm angry? They try to make you go crazy, you know what I mean? You don't come in there, you come in there insane. They try to make you leave out insane. That's just like jail supposed to make you better, you supposed to go there and change or whatever. People come out worse, motherfuckers come out worse.
There's a huge amount of anti-psychiatry rhetoric out there.
I think they just in it for the money, honestly. Let me listen to him so I can get paid at the end of this.
The service that you're getting is just it's like a court-appointed attorney. They really don't care.
Yeah,
it's just oh, I'm here, I'm getting paid by the government to do it. What you want to talk about? Oh, you do what? Why do you thinking they're writing? They over there drawing pictures or writing doodle notes what they need to get from the grocery store later on. So it's just it's no point.
I really didn't do no research about that place. I thought that they was just gonna be trying to, give her all these different kind of medicines and, put, like you say, straight jackets and all that. See, that's where my man was at.
I think there's ignorance and there's fear around mental health as a science in the African American community. I think that many African Americans, particularly low income, view psychology as that's that white shit. You guys are talking about that psych shit. And a lot of families don't see it as something that is really relevant as a tool.
$80 an hour to talk to somebody else. I mean, you could talk to one of your friends for that.
They ain't about to waste no money just to talk to nobody.
And you can go do that with your family.
They probably think that they're gonna be drugged.
They tend to, from what we said, they tend to medicate black kids without really assessing the entire situation.
The first thing they be like, well, I'm gonna give you this prescription. And I think that the medication is overused. And they don't try other methods to deal with the behaviors. They strictly go straight to medication, especially with black boys.
Before they know what the problem is. They want to drug them up and see if that works, and then we'll see if that was it. I asked the doctor, if my son came in presenting signs of diabetes, would you run more tests or would you give him a shot of insulin? I need you to find out what's wrong with my child, if there's a problem, before you tell me take this medicine and we'll see if that works. That just,
well, why women?
And then just navigating the healthcare system is a major pain in the ass. I mean, it is a major pain in the ass. So just getting healthcare is hard work. And so, you'd rather not be bothered.
How do we begin to break through the barriers and help the people who need it most? We may need to start by changing the way we deliver mental health services in low-income communities.
The people providing the training to mental health workers are Euro-Americans. And they train people from a Euro-American model. Secondly, those same people who are providing the training grew up in Euro-American environments, went to college in a Euro-American environment predominantly, and so they don't have the lived experience of urban America or being black, then they don't have the conceptual experience.
You ain't seen the same shit I done seen, man. So I ain't finna just tell you everything.
And they don't know how to come at people like from the ages, from young black males. They don't know how to. They just coming at it from a degree standpoint. Like, I went to Harvard, I know this, you know what I'm saying?
And that'll,
you know what I'm saying? That'll drive you crazy before it really help you.
Leave what I like to call your middle class values, you know, at the door, because again, folks come to this work and they come with their value systems.
They don't know basic stuff. They don't know about the Tuskegee experiment. They don't know about Jim Crow. I mean, basic stuff that so that they can understand that our black kids' anger and low self-esteem is not just something that a myth. They're not just like, oh, I want to be angry because I'm black and be mad at the man. This stuff has been ingrained in us, and we are still dealing with racism. They don't get the history.
At the end of the day, when you take your bus pass and you get on the bus, and then that person just provided services for you, get into that Honda, you don't think that they're connected to you in any kind of way at all.
So the first thing we have to do is infiltrate the training institutions and give them different training models so that they have a clue to how the community functions, how black people develop psychologically, and what their needs are.
Psychiatry is another little part of the hospital that people don't want to go to. So you have to make it become a part of overall health so you don't feel stigmatized because you need an extra referral to walk over to this other building. That makes you feel different.
Most of the times, I think most of these programs make their mistake is coming out with this attitude where all they trying to do is get out here and get back to where they go.
We have to be open 9 to 5. People, you know, it's not hours that are conducive for many families. Got to take off of work, got to take a kid out of school.
You got this case worker or case manager, whatever you wanted to call. You gotta let that person know that you're there. You gotta let that person know that you can be able to call them at any point in given time and be able to talk about any problem, because that's what someone with a mental issue really needs. Instead of, I'm open from these hours to these hours. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. It can be 3 o'clock in the morning, I can be hitting your phone. And me being able, you might not answer, but if I leave a message and you hit me as soon as possible, that let me know that you really care.
They gotta stick with it though. You can't show your face for 2 weeks and then disappear and you unheard of. You know what I'm saying? That's the real problem around here, you know what I'm saying? You gotta stay consistent. Even if you do it once a month or once every 2 months, stick with it, like stay with it. And I guarantee you, if they don't know you, they're not gonna listen to you.
The providers have to be visible in the community so people don't see them as an alien group that comes in to diagnose them when they're sick, that they're part of the normal flow of the community. They have to get out wherever the client is. They're not sitting in their office waiting for the client to come to them.
Go to those non-traditional places. Those places where you wouldn't see people outreaching, like in liquor stores, on corners, in front of bus stops. But, you know, doing those things that, you know, that you don't normally see people do is more than just media campaigns and sticking flyers indoors. But we want to meet those people where they are in those areas and not be judgmental and be able to provide the information, even if it's only leaving a stack of your business cards at the register at a liquor store, or asking them to stuff their bags with the flyers from your agency.
You see the same way Jehovah's Witnesses, the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints people, and everybody else are giving out tracts? Do it like that. You gotta get to the people. You just can't just write it on a board and just say, oh, mental health. No, you gotta get to people and talk to them.
When you gonna tell a kid, you know, you need to be more mental awareness and be like, what the hell you mean by that? You need to get that kid and really sit down and talk to him.
First off, what you have to do is let them know you're not gonna be a judgmental person. You gotta show a sense of that you care. You gotta show that you're there for them at a point in time.
Maybe you would have to open up to them and share some of your problems so they could be like, okay, he trusts me, or he, you know, talking to me. That might open them up.
Without talking about anybody being sick or crazy or having problems, we have conferences and mini symposiums, be it church, whatever, on what are the psychological challenges facing black males. as they grow up in America, in the community.
I feel that a lot of mental health issues, if it's not chemical based, are a lot about thought process, how you think about things, how you do things. Because the way you think, it impacts the way that you feel about situations, and then that determines how you're going to act or react to those situations. And so I think that when we talk about their mental wellness, we're talking about how are they processing this stuff.
Usually when you go to a mental health clinic, in the initial interview, they want to know all of what is wrong with you. That's why you're there. I'm saying that early in the interview, the first interview, never mind the forums, you need to see if you can't bring in some kind of strength-based piece. We need to teach what is now being labeled as resilience training, giving these young people some of the strengths and skills that they will need to face what we know that they may have to face. They're trying to teach these kids problem solving, opportunity finding skills, resilience, how to bounce back from setbacks, and they're incorporating the 7 strengths, although they don't call them that, but that's what they're doing, before the problem starts.
While radical shifts in the healthcare delivery model may take time, energy, and political will, we can empower communities right now by leveraging the existing strengths and resiliency that has kept poor people afloat, even in the hardest of times.
Here's the thing that we learned from Satcher's Youth Violence Report and the Institute of Medicine's report on suicide. Risk factors are not predictive factors because of protective factors. I don't think it's so much that they need mental health services as much as they need wellness, resiliency, and protective and strength factor work. Where there is social fabric, which I refer to as village, because Black people understand rebuilding the village, villages. Where there is connectedness, good relationships, which Black people certainly understand.
I come to my boys and ask them, since I'm the youngest and everybody older than me, I'm pretty sure they probably had a setback like mine or been through something that I'm going through. So ask them how they get through it,
A lot of problems that's happening to you happen to your parents, grandparents, older siblings, or whatever. So it's like you don't have to solve them alone.
My aunt, especially for me, because I just came home from the joint.
Okay.
So she was the only one there, and I just came home for 6 years.
Mostly my grandmother, my brother right here. When I need some positive motivation, most of the time they can give it to me.
Having social skills, having a sense of self-esteem, you've heard all these before, sense of power, sense of uniqueness.
I've never been the type that somebody like you can't do this, you feel me? Because I could think, I know I could do anything I want to do. I put my mind to it, so nobody can tell me I can't do this or you can't do that.
And a sense of models. Knowing how stuff works is important.
The stuff we're going through, everybody, it's just somebody else that's going through the same exact thing and then got through it.
Thinking about the various people that you know who, if they sat down and told you their story, they had some serious grief in their life, but it didn't break them. If anything, it made them maybe try a little harder.
You got to deal with it. It's not your choice you want to grow up to be like that, but that's how it is.
That's a certain level of acceptance about life. That's protective.
And since that's the way it is, you can find in your partners to make you feel better about it because they in the same situation that you in.
Okay.
So
make you a better person too.
Yeah, it make you value your friendships more. And when y'all do get older, y'all realize that y'all ain't never gonna go back to how it was when y'all was little.
Having what I refer to as adult protective shield, which other people refer to as monitoring. And keeping tabs of people, checking on stuff. Don't expect what you don't inspect. And then minimization of trauma, which again, the way you minimize trauma is you do humor, you do creativity, you do spirituality, you do self-efficacy. I can fix this, I can make this work. If something bad happens and you say, oh my God, we'll never recover, that puts you at risk for stress disorders. If on the other hand you say, oh, here comes another trauma, Well, I guess we're black in America again, because to a great extent this is business as usual, because we kind of expect it. You know, you expect stuff to be worse for you if you're black. And so you don't catastrophize. In fact, what you do is you sort of steel yourself.
I just go on with it, and if it come, it just come, because I'm a positive dude. So if any one of those situations come up, I'll just be already ready for it.
We've been brought up to where we don't need to really think about, bad shit that's going on. We just on to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It is what it is. That's our slogan of life.
Living where we live at, it's like you used to it. Oh, damn, he got killed? Damn. Oh, let me wash my ass around this way then.
You know where to avoid violence at. You know where is it at. And if you there and it happens to you, that's on you. You knew the consequences of what was going to happen if you was there.
The seventh one is access to modern medical technology, which in this case, if you are severely, overwhelmingly traumatized and you do develop post-traumatic stress disorder, you need the absolute most modern mental health treatment technology in the world. But those are the 7 things that people need. And interestingly enough, to some extent, they're naturalistic, they're already there. So black people who are catching hell don't need mental health services as much as they need resiliency, wellness, and protective factor stuff.
We can also start by addressing the mental health of African Americans by developing messages that meet people where they are and inform them of strengthening factors and treatment options that meet their needs, as defined by them. First, we must understand what to say, and just as important, what not to say, in order to catch people's attention. The second part is how to say it, knowing which communications tools will be most effective in getting our messages about mental wellness out so they can become part of the community dialogue.
Because when you say the word mental, the first thing you hear, and this is predominantly with black males, first thing they think is, I'm not crazy.
As soon as you say mental, they're like, oh no, I'm not crazy.
I think people go wrong when they say, I know how you feel. Because as soon as they say, I know how you feel, that's when I want to stop talking to them. Have you honestly walked in my shoes yet to know how I feel?
I look at you, I got a degree, and you from the street, and I say, sir, you look depressed, what's wrong? You be like, what the fuck you mean, what's wrong? I'm good, like I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? People don't do things because it's not pretty much hip. What 20-year-old person you know that's like, oh, I'm about to go to the clinic, about to go get checked out and all that stuff. That's not popping. It's about, you gotta broadcast, you gotta make people aware of things.
This ain't a topic that's brought up in everyday discussion. Like you said, you got the same group of guys that you've been with for years, and if they still can't come to you with certain problems that's on their minds, like how do you convince somebody else to come to you with them problems on their minds?
You gotta relate to them first off. Like, you can't just come at them and be like, well, if you're like the stupid commercials come on TV, if you're from the ages of 18 to 65, you can come and sign up for this test. Are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling down? The commercial make you feel you down. Like, you gotta relate to them. Like, you got bring up some local news. Let me know you've been in this area. Don't come from Minnesota or wherever and just say, okay, like, nah. You gotta relate to people in this area.
One way that we can start the dialogue or come at a person in reference to mental wellness is not be so technical with it. Not to dumb it down so much, but to bring it to something that they can understand more.
It all depends on how they saying it too, though. Like, that's why I really think youth don't connect with older people, because how they talk.
Don't come, how you doing today? Like, don't beat around the bush. Approach me the right way.
You dress up in a suit, whatever y'all mean, you just come and just bump your gums, and I'm gonna look at you like, who the fuck is you?
As long as you show that you care, that's gonna make a major difference. And just coming at somebody like, well, you got a problem, you need to talk to somebody. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
When you show that you're up front and honest and you actually care and you're trying to get your message across,
You can get a motherfucker
real recognize real.
As long as they know you being genuine and the message that you're displaying is genuine and it's coming from the heart, then they'll listen to it.
If you get down and you really show them, have these workshops, may have a block party for the community, and show everything, you can get a better response to these children nowadays, because ain't nobody really out here doing that.
Playing a game can be counseling, because most people, when they go home, there's nobody to play with because most of the time, nobody wants to talk to them, nobody wants to deal with them. If you play that game they like, then most of the time they end up talking to you without even knowing that they're talking to you.
I would literally be in my community, be like, y'all need to come holler at me. You feel me? I'm trying to help y'all.
I mean, I would want to help like community, cause I mean, it's our people, you know. We killing each other out here, you know what I mean? Even though we not doing it, but you know, people look at us, you know, we all criticize and all that kind of stuff. So I feel that, you know what I mean, I would like to, you know, go out and help talk to kids, young black kids, cause we need help.
We can educate and engage Black youth with adverse life experiences to become stronger in the broken places by reinforcing their resiliency and showing them positive ways to cope, heal, and thrive.
We all go through certain situations. We all fall down sometimes, you feel me? But you gotta keep it lit. You gotta keep going.
So you just gotta keep a strong head on your shoulders.
Just basically, man, just go forward, man. Don't look back, man. You know, cause life is too short for that bullshit.
I done seen a lot of stuff, and you know what I'm saying? I just deal with it as it's life. My life must move on no matter what. I can't let my life stop. If you can put never quit in the bag and give it to this man, right, and he can just be like, put it in his ear and it's up there, he good.
Where do you see yourself going? The path of what you doing now, do you think you're looking towards your future?
Try to find who you are and what you want to do in life and try to chase your dreams, you know?
If you love your life, you need to get a grip on it. You need to find something to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you this because I don't like you, like I'm trying to bring you down. I'm telling you this because I love you as a friend. You know what I'm saying? You're my man to the fullest, and I want you to try and go get some help.
You're too strong to stay down. Just ask for help, or there's somebody else that can help you. You don't have to feel like you better than something, or you can handle everything on your own.
I love you like a brother, so I feel like you're going through some stuff right now that you need to seek some guidance in.
Everyone need help. I mean, you can't never say that you don't need no help getting up, because everyone needs help getting up.
Everybody go through like life storms, and a lot of people don't know how to get through the rain. So if somebody is trying to help you get through that cold weather, I think that is the best thing that we going for you.
If I knew that I really needed, you know what I'm saying, some help, I have a lot within myself to support myself, to go somewhere and to talk to somebody, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna keep it
Like, where would you go?
I'd go see a therapist or something like that.
What made you talk to a therapist?
When I seen my uncle get shot down for 2 months, I was just like, you know what I'm saying, down in the dumps for 2 months straight. Now this is the thing, I talked about it all the time, but I really couldn't get it off my mind. I had, you know, the nightmares, cold sweats, waking up in the middle of the night and all that, just wondering. And in a way, I did want to retaliate, but at the same time, you gotta keep yourself grounded.
If you are mentally well, you feel me, you have some type of peace, you feel me? And who don't want peace? Like, everybody want to be happy, right? If you want to be happy, you want peace, you know, you need to get mental health, you feel me?
We know what it means, but it's like, you know, we just translating our own
interpret
way.
it a different way.
We just say we good. We alright. Yeah.
Somebody that's cool, they function right. Ain't nothing wrong with them. They could, like everybody else.
I think being cool is mentally well. Are you kidding? Come on. There is nothing sweeter than being in a messy situation and you the only one that's cool.
In America's inner cities, hopelessness and resilience coexist, effectively reaching out to families who need prevention and treatment options the most could mean moving beyond survival mode for generations to come.